Hello there, everybody. I hope you are doing well as can be expected, right? If you are new to the channel, I am Afefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond, and I do political readings. I get on here about 3 times a week with political readings, and then a couple of times a month I check in also on a more spiritual level with the new moon and full moon pick a card readings. So that's if you're new to me. My approach, I am a certified tarot reader, and I'm also a former newspaper journalist. So I tend to have a foot in both worlds, to try to stick to the facts, do my homework, get some research done, but also always go to spirit and get more context and more insight about what's going on. All right. I am also, third part, I'm also a priestess. I'm an initiated ordained priestess in both Wiccan and African traditions. So I got a mixed bag going. I try to, use it all and bring it here to you, my new subscribers. Thank you so very much. I'm glad to have you here. Folks who've been riding with me now for a while, I really appreciate you. And my members, you already know. Thank you so very much. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rocking. All right, taping this early Wednesday morning. Who knows what may happen by the time this video goes live. I tape early in the morning. That's when I'm fresh. I got my coffee going. And then I usually put it on around 3 p.m. Eastern time when most people are online. All right, that's it. Let's get into it, you all. Town halls. How about Bernie Sanders, and also got to give Elizabeth Warren credit as well. Getting out there, hitting the trails, especially in the Midwestern states. The people are, you've seen it on the news, thousands of people are showing up because, of course, these Congress people out of the red states have been told, don't do it. Just don't even do it. Avoid the hassle, right? So we have folks who are stepping up on the Democratic side. I have a feeling that it is not just Dems who are sitting in those audiences, you all. And when I was getting ready to tape, I always do a little meditation, get my energy centered. And I saw, Spirit showed me people like getting out of their cars and kind of looking around, got, hats on or whatever, just not like, oh, I hope I'm not discovered here. And that pinged me. Spirit was saying, yeah, because it's not just liberals or Democrats or independents who are showing up at these rallies. These are some of those voters who are having buyer's remorse, whether they were hardline MAGAs or they just thought the economy, the pitch that Trump was giving them on the economy, and so they went that way instead of Kamala. As we often say, we are in that find out phase of that F around and find out that we kept hearing about. Yeah, we're in that find out phase. So I want to take a look at that. Are more Trump supporters showing up at these rallies that are occurring, and they are not going to stop. Spirit is very clear. The Dems are paying attention. The DNC is paying attention. Heads of the Democratic National Committee, they're paying attention and noticing that people want an audience. Yes, we have a lot of people who are doing an incredible job. AOC is masterful at being able to get on Instagram or YouTube or other places using the digital platforms to reach very, very large audiences. But there's nothing to replace. People want to show up. They want their voices heard. They want that sense of community and camaraderie. So we're going to see more town halls. We want to take a look at that. On the other end, we have Musk is starting. Elon Musk is getting very afraid, you all. I can like feel fear coming off of him, and he is not comfortable with that at all. He's accustomed to being in charge, or delusionally for entertainment purposes only. Gotta say it. Feeling big dog in charge. He's really been pumped up on all of the power that he feels that he has with Doge. But this thing with him losing money and Tesla stocks tanking and all of these protests that are happening now, of course you heard they're going to try and start saying people who are protesting at the Tesla dealerships are committing acts of terror. No, they are not. Watch out for that. They will be covered, I'm getting. They're going to have to be really careful to the extent that these protests continue at the dealerships. Got to be really careful, watch their step, because now they know they're being marked for that. But talk about more and more lawsuits. Yeah, that's going to happen. So, but the point is, that whole dog and pony show, White House / Tesla car dealership that we saw yesterday with him, what am I going to call him today? We'll just call him felon. with Felon and Leon standing in front of the White House with all, this slew of models of the Teslas. Not a good look. And I'm telling you, even those within the conservative party, especially more traditional conservatives, are completely disgusted. And that's going to backfire. Going to take a look at the EU boycotts. How about President Ursula? I can't remember how to say her last name, but Ursula von something. Forgive me. Somebody's gonna put it in the chat. I know, but President Ursula, EU Union, has come out and said, okay, guess what? We're about to boycott some U.S. products, particularly those from red states. So we've got the Kentucky bourbon. It's gonna get hit really hard. Who's been really resistant out of Kentucky? Representative Thomas Massie. Now, before we jump out of our skin, I understand. But when we talk about the implosion from within, which Spirit has been talking about for a couple of months now, the implosion from within, in people just waiting for that window, especially congressional folks, to turn away from and resist Trump. Felon. That people keep your eye on Massie. He's respected. He's one of ours in their little clique. He's one of ours. And so this brewing war between Felon and Massie, not going to work in Felon's favor. I have a feeling that Massie's going to be a growing face of the Republican quote unquote resistance within DC especially. All right. And finally, going to take a look. Dems are under pressure in the Senate because now they've got it, this whole, are they going to keep the government open? And the clock is ticking. I want to go to Spirit on that. I have a feeling that there are going to be enough Dems to join because they don't want to be accused of basically handing over more power to Doge, Leon, and Trump because if the government closes, shuts down, they're going to run completely, they're going to amp up, all of this destruction. They'll be given free reign. But we are going to take a look at that. All right, you all. Enough of me running my mouth. Let's go. I'm going to be reading from the Kipperish deck. First thing, town halls. Spirit, are we going to see a growth in town halls? But also, are MAGA followers, not necessarily the hard base, but are people, conservatives, showing up at these rallies? Are conservatives showing up at these town halls that have been going with particularly Bernie Sanders? Are we seeing that? The divine masculine shows, you all, because remember, that's Felon's crew, right? That's the crew. These chest thumping, toxic or semi-toxic, want the power men. So men in particular are showing up. We have a conflict because they're feeling conflicted. Thank you, Spirit. That must be why. Remember, I was telling you, I was seeing them kind of getting out of their cars in the parking lot, looking around am I going to be discovered doing this? But yes, they're conflicted about it. But I think I also have a courthouse that came up. I think this is about the concept of justice, and they're recognizing that the illegality of so much of what is happening with this administration. It is so entirely illegal. The firings, the way that they're going about it, running completely roughshod over the system of checks and balances. So that's that courthouse. They're they believe and they feel abandoned. Keep talking to me, Spirit. They feel abandoned because they're recognizing more and more the lies. So yes, point blank period, full stop. There are a number of conservatives who are showing up at these rallies. Okay, and they're going to continue to show up at these rallies. And I'm also hearing, so keep our eyes. I know 2026 feels like an awfully long way off at this point, but 2026 is going to be quite a time with those midterms. Quite a time. All right, let's look at Musk. Is he afraid? I just felt, his energy is already. Okay. But there's a genuine fear because he has counted on and continues to count on Felon to be to operate as a sort of shield for him. When things got crazy in, among the cabinet and, he and Rubio got into it. Yeah, he, Felon went to supposedly to Rubio's side, but he still feels for him losing what I think I saw a figure yesterday, $149 billion that Leon has lost. And some of you are going to go, who's Leon? Musk. He's lost. All of the tech bros. What's his name from Zuckerberg has lost quite a few billions, as well as Bezos has lost some billions as well. So these tech bros, they're losing money, but none more so than Muskrat. We'll call him that. Fear. Because he has, okay then, trusted with the evil eye. He's feeling the pressure. He knows that globally, I'm hearing, it is not just how Americans are responding to him, but globally, he is increasingly disliked. We know that different countries are, talking about canceling Starlink, talking about, Tesla automobiles. Nope, not happening there either. He is so in the weeds, and trusted is, he realizes now, or he is realizing, Muskrat is realizing that he put so much trust into what he perceived as Felon's power and sway. And, oh my God, flying monkeys. He feels stupid. He's starting to realize he looks stupid. He looks stupid. His opinion, his inflated opinion, this whole idea of malignant narcissism, that apparently is a bonding issue between the two of them, Muskrat and Felon. He realizes how stupid he's looking for entertainment purposes only. So I don't know that I'm seeing fear. Spirit is making me back up off of that. It's not fear so much as it is a reliance on Muskrat's reliance on Felon for protection, to shield him, but he's not feeling as comfortable in that. He recognizes that there are certain things that Felon can't protect him from. False narrative. Boom. He recognizes that for all of the stock, using pardon the pun, all of the stock that he has put in Felon's power and sway globally, the big bully. When I bring down the hammer, you're going to do what I say do. Well, we see how that's working out, right? Canada, even though the back and forth ping-ponging with tariffs, but still, at this point, we've got the European Union stepping in and saying, whatever, our neck is getting tired watching you go back and forth. Here's some things that we are about to do. And in particular, targeting or the impact of these tariffs and the boycotting, more so. They're saying boycott U.S.-made products. So bourbon, Kentucky bourbon, which leads me to Tom Massie. This EU boycott of U.S. goods, particularly that are going to impact red states with produce and products like bourbon and any other consumer goods that are produced out of a lot of red states. Who voted for Felon, right? Overwhelming numbers. Who voted? Well, we suppose. We're told overwhelming numbers, but, we're also told that didn't happen. The margin was like a needle, threading the eye of a needle. All right. Spirit, is Thomas Massie going to grow as a part of the internal DC resistance to Felon? Is he actually being catapulted to grow and lead that resistance? Because remember, you all, Spirit's been saying for a while, part of the way past all of this, or through it, surviving it, is there must be a reckoning and an awakening and a willingness within Congress to take back its power, which has been stolen. There's okay, transition, RIP. coming out hot. He's yeah. Keep your eye on Massie. And I'm even hearing as a sweetheart being cherished. Don't worry about the gender that's being shown there. In the context of what we're talking about, sweetheart meaning well liked within the very, very conservative party, or part of the Republican Party. He's cherished. He's well liked, and this is actually all of this dogging him out. Even though Republicans in Congress can't come out and verbally, they're never, they're punks. They're not, for entertainment purposes only. They're not going to come out and but when and verbally say anything against Felon. But when Felon said, well, you know what, Massie, I'm coming after you. I'm going to primary you, taking a page straight out of Muskrat's book. They're like, okay. Enamored. This is making him a hero, especially within his own state of Kentucky. Because remember, they're going to suffer. The bourbon and whatever else. I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar with the different products in the states. But these red states that are going to be between the cuts in government that Doge is implementing and now boycotts globally and otherwise of U.S. products, they're going to get hit, and it's going to actually elevate people like Massie in particular, who I think occupation and expectation. All right, y'all, we can wrap this one up. We can wrap it up. I think watch out for him. Watch out for him going for 2028. I do believe he's up for re-election in 2026. That's why Felon was threatening him with primarying him. His star is about to catapult. Massie's star is about to catapult, and he said, "Bring it. I'm not afraid of you. Bring it." Massie's about to be an interesting part of the Republican resistance, you all, and it's gonna be there. He is not afraid. He is not afraid. He's not afraid of. He's not afraid of Felon. He detests Muskrat, as do many of them, but he's more open with it and will become more so if they continue to target him. So don't be surprised. We're going to see more of him. All right. Finally, y'all, I want to take a look at the Dems. Will sufficient Dems? They cannot pass. The Senate cannot pass this government spending bill without the participation of. I saw one article said 7 Democrats, another one said 8. I'm not sure, but the bottom line is they do need Dems to come in with them in order to get the funding bill passed. And the argument, as many of you have heard, is, Dems are caught between a rock and a hard place. Let's not even deal with Schumer right now. A lot of us have our opinions about him. We probably agree on a lot of those points, like, dude. But the bottom line, Spirit, is the funding bill going to pass? Is the government funding bill going to pass, and will the government stay open? Will the government spending bill pass in the Senate? Will sufficient Democrats join and vote yes to pass that bill in the Senate? Will a sufficient number of Democrats join, and so that the bill passes in the Senate relationship? I do have abuse here. I hate to even say it, but I got to give it to you how I'm getting it. Don't be surprised if those who vote because they know that they're going to catch hell. The Dems who go for this, they know they're going to catch hell. But they are going to cry, we didn't have any choice. We were squeezed, and because of they're going to schmooze up that the relationship, meaning the loyalty test to the American people, that to shut the government down would cause even further hardship to government workers who at a certain point, I don't know all the technicalities, but I believe depending on how long it goes on or could potentially go on, then they're not getting paid. This also opens the window for abuse by Doge and the administration to run roughshod over government and government entities. Confusion and illusion. Confusion and illusion. They're going to appear weak. Really. They're going to appear weak despite whatever excuses they give, and even to the extent that some of those excuses may seem to feel valid because nobody wants to see government shut down and Doge just completely, who knows what would happen by the time it reopened. But this is not going to feel good. That confusion and illusion is also the American people who are going to feel let down, because you will have a huge swath of American citizens who feel that come what may, hell or high water, do not let this happen. Do not let felons' agenda happen. Don't pass it. Because it solidifies all of these cuts. All of these, and this taking from the poor to give to the rich. We've seen the playbook with our own eyes. They want a change. They're going to promise a change. That's what's going to happen. For those, when these Dems join, I feel like I need to go to tarot to confirm this. Spirit, are you saying that when the Dems who help pass this, because, are they, talk about a spotlight? Like I'm seeing a whole stage and it's dark for a moment and then all the stage lights come on, like on them. They are going to be under such an intense light. Name, who did it, how, but they're going to promise change as a result. Is that what you're showing me, Spirit? In order for them to justify, they're going to say, hey, this was temporary. Prince of Cups, hang in there with us. Change is coming. Six of Pentacles. We didn't really have a choice. I'm using the Starman Tarot, by the way. Just because everything's so crazy and hectic right now, and so much Doge energy, Starlink, etc. I felt led to that, the Starman Tarot. Six of Pentacles. We're still with you. We still have you. We still understand what the agenda is. We will continue to work towards change. But for right now, believe it or not, what we've done was beneficial to the American people as a whole. And the Three of Pentacles, because we have to keep government open and working. We're working with you, not against you. May not look that way. We know you're mad at us, but we had to do, this was the best option that we had. So Spirit, final to close this out, confirming the government will stay open, the government will stay open. The spending bill will pass, the Sun. And if you know tarot, you know. The Sun. Most powerful yes card, I would argue, in the deck, and also the Success. Yes, expect the bill to pass, and when those Dems who will clearly be under the spotlight and the radar for going along with it, they're going to have a really long spiel to give all of us about why that was, and maybe there's some validity to it. I'd be interested to hear your comments. All right, you all. Check back with you in a couple of days, probably Friday. I'll be back. I try to go on at least Tuesday or Wednesday, Fridays and Sundays. Those are the days that you can keep a lookout for me with the political updates. I appreciate you so very much. And I always close out to say, in these hectic times, remember, chin up, keep our shoulders back, loosen it up. We have to stay loose. And even as we continue to meet this moment, and that's what so many people are doing. We are seeing that even though major media is not covering it, or a very limited number of them. Give Rachel Maddow some credit. I have seen, I don't watch her all the time, but I've seen clips where she's showing these different protests and rallies throughout, but it's being shut down and not covered. We know what's happening with major media, but keep your eye on digital media, social media, where we can stay informed and thereby encouraged people are showing up and voices are being heard. And as we saw in the beginning of this reading, it ain't just us who's showing up at those rallies. All right. We got some visitors, y'all. We got some visitors. All right. Take good care of yourselves. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.